PB, what are you doing, PB? PB. We're getting ready to go out to dinner. Enter the husband. What did you just say about telephone? What did you say? He was teaching me Spanish.
Telefono.
Mi telephone?
Mi telefono.
What does that mean? Just telephone?
My phone.
Look at Alex's new hair. He's been doing it curly. It looks good.
It's the same hair. Duncan, shut up.
What have you been using in your hair? Because people ask that. Diva
it's
curls.
the same thing that I've always used. I just, instead of putting it back to the back, I'm just like pushing it forward.
It looks good. I love it. I love it. He's been playing Wii. He is addicted to Wii again. He's like, I forgot how much I love Wii.
First of all, I just turned it on, so I haven't been playing it. Second of all, I just said, now I know how I saved so much money back in the day because I literally would like play that thing like all day long. Which is great because I'm broke now, so.
PB, what do you want, peeps? He wants a treat. Okay. PB, we are going out to dinner, and you are going to have a treat. Hold on a second. So we're getting ready to go to Cheesecake Factory because we have gift certificates for Cheesecake Factory. What are you going to have?
I don't know.
And then we're going to go over to our Alex's brother's house, and I'm going to bring the sweatshirt with me so I can be comfortable. Alex found that we have that, what's it called, Wii whatever?
We Fit.
Wii Fit. So he's like, you can start doing that, and then you can be real healthy.
I said we could start doing that.
We could start doing
that. I didn't put it all on you. Which I should.
Which games? Let me see which games you're giving away. Oh, he's giving away Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Do you remember playing this?
Mm-hmm.
Need for Speed Pro Street. I don't know that game. Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. Shaun White Snowboarding. These are like Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. Well, those were some fun games for him.
Mm-hmm.
Wii Sports. Alright. What would you do if I just hit you, socked you right like that?
I will need you in the balls.
You would never.
You would not touch me like that, you know, would you? Rude. Rude.
I love you. So we're gonna get ready and go eat. We're gonna go eat. I have lost 8 pounds as of today, so I have to be very careful what I eat when I go to Cheesecake Factory.
From, are we starting from scratch? Like we're not counting any of the weight loss that you had from?
Yeah, we're starting from scratch. We're not gonna...
Right?
He's holding me accountable today, and I like it.
Always.
Always. What are those? Those crackers?
Rosemary crackers from my diet.
Oh, he does it Optiva. Those are rosemary. Are they good?
Oh my god, they're so amazing.
Do you love them?
I'm like obsessed with them.
Look at your jeans. I love those jeans. Where'd you get those?
PacSun.
You got those at PacSun? Those are cute. Look at me. Boat shoes. I haven't worn these boat shoes and I can't tell you how long. Pee-pee, you can't come with us, honey.
Your feet are gonna be cold.
No, they'll be fine.
But
Okay. Alright, we'll see you guys later. Hello, hello, hello. We just went to Cheesecake Factory. I had a grilled cheese and fries, and Alex had a cheeseburger. And now we're going over to my brother-in-law's house. And he was like... Do I need to even turn that light on? He was like, bring pizza and beer. So Alex is like, are you just too lazy to go out, or do you need me to pick up pizza and beer because you don't have any money? I don't know what he said, but Alex just ran into Kroger. I got my Cheesecake Factory takeout Dr. Pepper. So we are going over there, and we're going to play Wii games with them. Yeah, and that's we're going to have like a little double date night with, I think, the kids. I don't know if they're there or not. I think they might be with Alex's mom. Is he really coming out this quick? Oh, I just dropped him off at the grocery store. My head has hurt all day today. And somebody left in the comment section about, like, Depakote is a side effect. That's what I take for my epilepsy. And, you know, I noticed today that as soon as I took it, it was like a half an hour later that I got a headache. It was, like, after that I got a headache. And, I was talking to Alex, and he's like, well, maybe you need to get your levels rechecked, because I have to get my levels checked, like, every so often, you know? I was like, yeah, probably. Ugh, more nuisances. It is 21 degrees outside, and it is absolutely just snow everywhere. They're like plowing the driveway, the streets. Look at this. This is what Indiana winter looks like. I'm sure this person doesn't want to be photographed, so I will aim it away from her while she passes by. And then look at that, snow, snow, snow. And you can see over there in the distance, they're like plowing the street. So, yeah. So much excitement on a Friday afternoon. I just did my hair. I like my hair a little bit longer, I think. I just did it. I was like, I'm gonna take a shower and I try to look a little handsome for my husband for our, this wasn't like a really like a date night. It was like a mini date night. Tomorrow night, my cousin's son, so he's a drummer in a band. The drummer with Def Leppard only has 9 arms. Is that what it is? Only has 9. What's the saying of that song? Anyway, he is in a band, and we are going to, he plays like, I don't know, he takes drum lessons from this place. It's like a music recital, but it's like a very cool, like, band place, and, not band place, but the way that they teach them is, like, putting them in these bands. He's really good, and so, like, every season they have, like they do, like, concerts, and they have them at, like, these different, like, clubs that they, like, close down or something. I don't know how they do it, like, at different, like, places, so that they get, like, the feeling of what it would be like to really play in a club. And but they do it, like, early, like, it's tomorrow, it's like at 7, and we're gonna go to 7:30, I think, and we're gonna go to dinner first with my cousin Caroline and her husband Mike and my uncle Dave, and then we're gonna go and hear David play. And yeah, so tomorrow night will be fun too. I don't know where we're going to eat yet. Alex and my cousin were like figuring it out. Somewhere artsy downtown, because they're both kind of like into that kind of stuff. So that'll be fun. And what kind of pizza are you getting is what I wonder. Oh my God. Alex isn't really a beer drinker, so I wonder if he's going to get like a bottle of wine. I got my soda. I don't really need much more than that. I'm excited. I haven't played Wii in a long time. We have like all these gaming systems, and Alex used to play it all the time. He plugged it in at home tonight to make sure it still worked, and he got like all excited. He was like, I haven't played these games in forever, and he was like, I'm really excited about this, so we're gonna go over there and husbands and their video games. He like turned it on. He was like, oh my God, there's worlds I haven't like got through yet. He like got so excited. That means nothing to me. The games that I've played through the years that I like is like, I like Q*bert. I don't know why. And like Mario Brothers and like all that world stuff I don't really get. Like I like the old school games like Donkey Kong, but like not the real like where it's like worlds and stuff like that. Like I don't get like having to get like the secret stuff. Like I don't do all that. And like even with like back in the day when I played like Grand Theft Auto, like I didn't like do all of like the special stuff, you know, like I just did like the what do you call it, like driving down the street fast. Like I didn't even know what else you were supposed to do to it, and then I found out later talking to somebody else, there was like all this stuff that you do, and I was like, I didn't even know about all that. Who knew, right? Oh my God, here he comes. Is this him coming out? Here he comes. He got Heineken, he got a pizza, and he got Gatorade. Hello? I'm vlogging. You wanna do a haul and show what you got? He's like, no, not really. You wanna show? Alex is sporting his new hair. Look at how cute his hair is. Oh, I showed that earlier. So you got Heineken and a Red Baron pizza. Mm-hmm. Was that the cheapest pizza?
That was like 10, like 3 for 10.
And then all that Gatorade?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you might get like a bottle of wine or something.
I got beer.
Yeah, but you're not really like much of a beer drinker.
Mm. I mean, I love Heineken.
Well, I guess like sometimes when you're with Carlos, you do.
Anyway.
Is your hair harder to keep like going when it's curlier? Or do you like it better flattened?
Like straightened, you mean?
Yeah, straightened.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just adjusting to it being on my face. Like I just keep like touching it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good was your cheeseburger?
4, 5, 6.
Well, you didn't. Okay, so what didn't make it good? Because he had a protein, so I guess that means no bun, and then you got lettuce instead.
Yeah, like protein means like wrapped in lettuce.
And
it wasn't that good. It was just like.
Well, she forgot to put the cheese on it. That was number 1.
Yeah, and
so
like,
she forgot
the mayo too, which is fine because I don't need mayo in my body.
So we're excited about Ultra Miami. We've been talking about that tonight. 70 days.
70 days.
70 days. From till Miami.
I got my shorts in yesterday.
He got his shorts in yesterday. He's planning out his picture for tomorrow. And to count down his 69 days.
You know, when you have a favorite number, you have a favorite number. / activity.
Oh my lord.
What?
Oh my god, my head. I don't want to take any more leave and my head is still killing me.
No, but definitely the speed limit is not 30.
Okay, well, it looks like it's kind of icy outside. It's 50. All right, I'm gonna get off here now. Bye.
Ciao.
So we're back in the frigid cold. How cold is it? It says 19. There's no way. It's got to be colder than 19. I told Alex, I said, I don't want to stay past like 2 o'clock in the morning. What did you just say? You go, well, we didn't stay past 2 o'clock. It's 1:54. We had fun though. They showed us pictures and videos of Disney World. I feel like I've been on every ride at Disney World.
And it wasn't even their video.
Yeah, it wasn't even their video. It was like YouTube videos. And they were like, and then it was so funny because this one guy had a beard and stuff and a baseball hat. And Carlitos was like, is that you? And he looked at me, he was like, is that you?
Like, oh my God, Uncle Peter.
But it was fun. We had a good time. They were really excited about their trip. Just like really excited about it.
Yeah.
And then Alex and Carlitos played, what were you playing? Pikachu?
I see you.
I see. What were you playing?
Like Super Mario, like Super
Mario Kart.
And then something Brawl.
We were there for a long time.
Yeah, it was 4 hours.
Are you tired? And tomorrow night we get to do My Family.
You're excited.
But you kind of arranged that. I didn't even do anything to arrange it.
Yeah, because you don't talk to your family.
That's not true. I just talked to Caroline today.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, we're hanging out with them. And you're like, oh shit, maybe I need to call them.
No, I call her. She doesn't call me back.
Okay, blame it on her.
You're always so much nicer to me when the camera is not rolling. Roll camera.
Nicer to you when the camera's not rolling.
Do you want to see how our family perceives us? So they brought us gifts back from Disney World. I got a coffee mug with Mickey Mouse on it, and Alex got a shot glass.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to put in here? A dessert shot?
It was fun, though. It was fun just hanging out tonight.
Yeah.
Carlos was so tired, though. I felt so bad for him. He works all the damn time.
I'm so tired right now.
Are you so tired? Like, would you fall asleep right now?
Okay.
I don't know how you could, because it's so cold in this damn car. Oh, my Lord. Whoa. Don't scare me like that. And the babies have to go out when they get home. The PP has to have his medicine.
Leave that up to you.
Yeah, I'll deal with all that, because you've worked all day today.
Thank you.
You're welcome, babe.
My nipples hurt.
Huh?
My nipples hurt.
Your nipples hurt because it's so cold?
Yeah.
It is freezing outside. our January last year wasn't like this at all. Do you remember? Like, we didn't really have like this kind of bad winter yet. I think we're supposed to have more snow on Monday. I think it's pretty. But you can't do, I mean, like, what do you do?
It's pretty on a postcard.
It's pretty on a postcard. That's exactly right. That's what I'm going to title this vlog. It's pretty on a postcard. You should be in the business of titling vlogs.
Or PR and marketing here.
So what other games did you give him? He was so confused by all of the games you got.
He doesn't even know how to play that thing. Like, he doesn't even know where he's pointing at.
Well, he's 5, honey. You were like, it was so funny because he was like...
Give him a tablet, and then he gets it.
Oh, man, these kids with those tablets, they got to figure it out at like... Well, did you see Sebastian tonight was playing on the phone?
Yeah.
Like, he could figure out how to pull up videos at 2. He's not even 2 yet. He'll be 2 at the end of the... When's his birthday next week? I guess I should know since he's my godson. Man, who has a kid's birthday party at 10 a.m.? I mean, I guess it's better than 4 in the afternoon, because that ruins the whole day.
Have you started your oh my god, Catholic godparent rules? Like, you legit have to like be like...
You keep on saying that to me, but nobody else has said it to me. I think you're just trying to scare me.
No.
All I know is I have to buy one of those bracelets, a gold bracelet, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't do that with Carlitos.
No, but I gave him a bunch of Wii games.
Okay, so your Catholic baptism before, you're such an ass. Your Catholic baptism present to him instead of a gold bracelet. You didn't learn the Catholic rules or anything. You just gave him
I don't need to learn the Catholic rules. I was baptized Catholic.
Alex's mom has the sweetest pictures in her
believe.
house. Alex's mom has the sweetest pictures in her house, and it's like Alex with the rosary, and he's like 10. He's like this.
I'm like this. And it's like literally like empty. I mean, like, I look like a shell. Like, empty look. Like, I might as well be a mannequin.
She has him of all of you guys, hasn't she?
Yeah, Carlos. Well, just Carlos and I.
Hilarious. I thought your mom was going to maybe come over tonight. I think that one Christmas tree is so pretty. Speaking of Christmas trees, I need to take down a Christmas tree. I know.
It's like, plop it in the box and that's...
Welcome back. Okay, so... Peter, yes, Peter left the camera on while we were, hold on a second, I'm trying to turn the heat down, I can't, it is so hot in this car. Peter left the camera on while we were in my brother-in-law's house, and it died mid-conversation. And I was trying to, film the whole thing with Alex on the way home so that I didn't have to go back out, but I want to listen to my audiobook anyway. So I went home and I plugged my camera in, and I have like 20% left now. It shot up really quick, so it went to like 10, and then it like, while I was sitting there, I took the dogs out, I gave PB his medicine, and then Alex fell asleep actually on the way home. He's like, babe, I'm so tired. He was like, if we don't have to vlog, you can just listen to your audiobook. So I listened to my audiobook, and he's like, how do you listen to this so fast? Because I listen to my audiobooks on ×2. And so many people say that, like, if they get in the car with me, and like Tanya always gets in the car, like, when it's like I'm still listening to it, and I'm like getting ready to pause it, and she'll say, God, how do you listen to it so fast? I've just like trained myself to listen to it so fast. I'm like starting to be able to tell a little bit that I've lost some weight. 8 pounds. Drinking my G2 Gatorade. I'm starting to believe that this is what is helping me lose weight. Although that's crap, right? I mean, like, that can't be for real. But, like, since I started drinking the Gatorade, I mean, and, like, I've been really eating healthy this week and drinking a lot of water, like, I've started to lose weight, so. Anyway. We had so much fun tonight. It was so nice. We went to Cheesecake Factory, and, Alex had a cheeseburger, I had a grilled cheese and fries. I mean, it wasn't healthy, but I haven't really eaten unhealthy this week. And, we haven't, like, just gone out to dinner, just, like, the two of us in a while. So that was really, I mean, other than, like, going to Patashu on Sundays for brunch. So that was really nice. And we just sat there. We sat there forever and just talked. And, he was telling me about all this stuff to do with work. And, I think it's interesting because you guys like see like Alex in my world, and I think a lot of times like people think like when he comes home we talk a lot about like YouTube and stuff, but we don't really ever, you know, like a lot of times it's Alex unwinding and talking about his job and his work and stuff like that. And he recently got a new contract that he's really excited about, so he was telling me about all that kind of stuff. And yeah, he was like looking through my vlog, like he was like looking at my vlog, he's like, your vlog got like a lot of dislikes on it. I was like, babe, people are buying dislikes on my videos. I go, it's just hilarious. And I think like the thing is I think it's helping my videos get noticed more, because the liked, you know, if you don't understand analytics on YouTube, which I've actually read a lot into, it's like when your like to dislike ratio is like close together, it pushes your video up. So like, let's say if you have 1,000 likes and 1,000 dislikes, it actually is good for your video. It shows more interaction on your video. So, but people like on my main channel, they like knew that, but people on my vlog, I think a lot of you guys were kind of confused. They're like, there was nothing bad in this vlog. Like, why so many dislikes? I'm like, those dislikes appeared within like the first 10 minutes that I posted the vlog. I was like, oh God. I think the thing that's really sad though, you know, about a lot of this is that like, I think of myself as like, I don't know, like, it's just like, I'm not somebody that it's hard to like get my attention. You know what I mean? Like, if you want me to help you out with your channel, or you want me to help you out like in life, or you want me as a friend, or, you know, whatever, like, I mean, people that send me messages, you guys know, like, you know, I respond to a lot of people, and recently it's been kind of hard, and a lot of people have been messaging me, and they're like, you know, you just send blue hearts out now, and, you know, per my attorney's suggestion, he's like, I wouldn't engage a whole lot on social media. He was like, I just wouldn't, you know? And so I have been like, only been sending out, unless I know your names. Like, Lori sent me a message today, and like I sent her like a longer message back and stuff, and I mean, people that, you know, comment like that, send me messages on a regular basis on social media, you know, I'm not going to name other people, but, and it's sad because I like to really interact with people that watch my videos, and, you know, this will pass and then I'll be able to do that again, but, so yeah. Crazy town. But like, yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to be my friend, you know, like, even if they've like, I don't know, like, I've had some people in my life do some really horrible shit to me. Like, I really have. And then, you know, they've come to me later. I had a friend of mine. We were friends like 20 years ago. I don't know if I've talked about this on this vlog or not. We've even had like a friend of ours in common that passed away. He was like the very, very first guy that I ever dated. And she and I just had a real huge falling out. Like, huge. Like, the year that I got sober. And, it just was ugly. It was really ugly, you know? And about 5 years ago, she contacted me again. And I mean, I'm talking like, so what is that? 23. I mean, it was my first year sober. So 23 minus 5, what is that? 18. So 18 years she and I hadn't talked, you know, at all. Like, hadn't talked at all. Except for around the time that my first boyfriend, Jack, passed away. And then she contacted me about that. And I think he had Lou Gehrig's. But anyway, so she and I like talked, and she was like, you know, I feel really bad about what happened between us, and, you know, the way that you perceived things. And I was like, I do too. And like, so much time had gone by, and, you know, it was like, I'm just such a believer in forgiveness. You know, I just really am. But there's a difference between forgiveness and being a doormat. You know, I am not a doormat. Like, I think that a lot of people have this perception of me that I'm just like willing to take shit on. And like, you know, that's not who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I've lived a life. I mean, like, I'm 45 years old. I've traveled the world. I've lived a life. I've had like 3 major careers in my life. You know, it's like, God, I'm like way before the street, turning on my turn signal. You know, it's like, I'm not real willing to play games with people, so to speak. So, like, what I don't understand is, like, if people, like, want attention, or if people, not even attention, I guess. Like, if people just, I don't know, like, just come to me and be nice. Like, it just really isn't that hard, you know? You don't have to go to drastic measures to get attention from me or other people. And the reality is, you know, I'm willing, the thing is that people that I can trust, and people that own their shit and come to me and say, like, hey, listen, I did you wrong, and it'll never happen again, and they show me over time that it will never happen again, I'm sometimes willing to bend over backwards for those people more than other people, because they've shown me that they've really changed as people, you know, like, and that means a lot to me when they realize that they were doing something that maybe, you know, wasn't right, or, you know, maybe they were in a different state in their mind at that point, and then they own their shit, you know, and then they're like, it won't happen again. I've, like, gone out of my way to help people, like, get jobs and, you know, just all kinds of stuff. And, you know, like, I've talked about this a lot in my other videos, is that, like, you know, the guy that was, like, my biggest bully in high school, he and I, like, we had, I mean, I just, you know, I can remember in high school, like, I could not wait to get out of high school, because I was like, I don't ever want to see him again, ever, you know? And the thing that was interesting was that, I've talked a lot about this on my vlog. It's so interesting to me when, you know, all of this shit that goes down. It's like, if you watch my vlog, seriously, like, all the answers are there. You know, like, I've talked about everything. And I was thinking about that today. I was like, everything, I mean, all the answers are there. And I talked on here one time recently about the guy that would drive into my driveway and get behind me and was, like, you know, threatening to all this, like, sexual stuff with me. And, so anyway, and he was part of that group, you know, and it was these guys that just were intent on making my life hell, pure hell. And, you know, when you go through every day of, like, it didn't really happen so much in junior high, it happened more in high school. When you go through every day of 4 years, I mean every day, like, there was not one day that was a break. Every day, 4 years that, you know, everything that you have is vandalized, from your clothes to your car to your locker to your books to everything. When you're pushed down hallways, when you're pushed into lockers, you know, when you're threatened physically, when you're threatened sexually, and all this kind of stuff, you know, it makes you a different person, and it makes you very guarded. It makes you look at all of that in a different kind of way. You know, and I think that one of two things either happens. I think you either become that or you turn against it. And I turned against it. Like, I chose very quickly that I would never be that person. And I think that's a lot of times why, like, people perceive for my forgiving nature and my loving nature, which I think I am, as a weakness, when it's not. It's really a strength. But I really do discern somebody's character before I am willing, like, I don't just forgive just willy-nilly, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'll never forget, and I just talked about this on here not too long ago, when he contacted me, and he was like, you know, I have daughters, and, like, I would never want anybody to do to them what I did to you, and I want to get together. And I was like, oh, shit, seriously? I mean, like, come on. The time I was like, I met Alex when I was 36, which was like 2 years later, so I was like 38. I was like, come on, like, 20 years have gone by. Don't do this to me, right? Yeah, because it was the year of our high school graduation, so it was like 2 months before our high school reunion. It was like 2 months before that, because I remember getting together with this friend of mine after that, and she and I went to our high school reunion together. Alex went too, and she was like, I can't believe you forgave all these people, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, what is the point in holding on to all this anger? I just don't get it, you know? Like, that was when I was, like, I am... all just petty games that you play in your late teens and early 20s, you know, that, like, when you're older, you just don't have time for. You just really don't. And, so anyway, we got together and we talked, you know, and he owned his shit, and he looked at me. I'll never forget. He looked at me and he goes, I want to know how you felt on a daily basis. And I said, no, you really don't. And he said, yeah, I really do. And I told him, and he goes, can I tell you what was going on in my own life, you know? And what I realized was he was going through some really horrific shit that I wasn't aware of. And that didn't make what he did to me right, but it made it understandable. You know, and I think if anybody came to me and said, hey, listen, let me tell you where I'm at in my life right now, and I know that doesn't make it right what I did to you or what I've said or whatever. I mean, in the last 20 years, I've had a lot of people that have done me wrong. I had some coworkers that done fucked me over, seriously, you know, that like, it's hard being in recovery and you make amends to people because you're like, I really want an amends from this person. Like, it would be so nice for them to come to me and own their shit, but you know that's not how the real world works, right? And that's okay. You just clean your side of the street and you move on. What are your options, you know? It's like, I don't talk much about this on here, you know, but it's like my whole attitude towards acceptance. You know, and I'm gonna do something that I don't ever do. I'm gonna paraphrase a quote from a book that means a lot to me, and some people out there will know what it is, but the quote is this: acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. Acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. When some person, place, thing, or situation, some situation in my life happens and I can't figure out why it is going on that way, I'm messing up the quote, that I have to believe it is happening exactly the way it is supposed to be happening in God's world. Nothing in God's world happens by mistake. And I believe that, you know, and I know that a lot of you guys out there are not spiritual people, and that's okay, I am. But, you know, acceptance is a huge piece of my life. You know, when I look at stuff that happens to me, I go, okay, all right, like, this is supposed to be there right now. I don't know why. The lesson's out there. The lesson will come. Something great is going to come from. And I truly, truly believe this. I truly, truly believe this. That acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. I cannot fight against that, right? That the way that my life is today is exactly how it's supposed to be. And I saw this Oprah years ago when this guy said to her, acceptance is knowing, acceptance is believing that the past could not have been any different and not hoping that it would be any different, something to that effect. When you don't hope or wish that the past could have been any different than it was, that, you know, it's like, you know, it happened the way that it was supposed to happen. And I believe that. I do, you know. And the lessons always come. They always do, you know. And, I mean, some of my greatest lessons in life, you know, through my mother's death, I learned that life is really short. Now, I'm sad that I lost my mom through that, you know. If I could trade in having lost that lesson or losing that lesson to get my mom back, I would. But I can't. So I have to take the lesson that is there, you know. And what I have learned over time is that forgiveness is just a lot simpler than living with resentment in my heart. It just really is. And, you know, I have been really blessed. I'll tell you what's really cool in life, okay? This isn't just a 12-step thing. I mean, you don't have to be in a 12-step program to make amends to somebody and say, I wronged you. Making amends is not saying to somebody, I'm sorry, okay? Making amends to somebody is saying, I wronged you. Let me take responsibility for what I did. Let me correct it. I will show you that I'm a changed person today and it won't happen again. That's an amends, right? Well, having had the opportunity to make an amends to a lot of people in my life, and with the exception of one ex-boyfriend who really didn't want to hear it and told me to get out of his life, and I've already told this on here before, the only other, like, there's never been any other amends that didn't take the way that I wanted them to take. They were awesome, you know? That was the only one. And I'm like thinking in my head, that was the only one that, you know, and that it didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. But I didn't go into it with any expectations either. You know, I went into it with the expectation that I was going to clean my side of the street and that was all there was going to be done with it. But I'll tell you what's really, really cool is the flip side of that, is that when people come to you and they make amends, and I have been on the receiving end of an amends on several different occasions, and it is just a phenomenal feeling to have somebody look at you and say, I wronged you. And I need to take ownership over the fact that I hurt you, that I wronged you, that my intentions were not well-meaning. And what can I do to clean that up, you know? And it's most of the time, it's just as simple as that conversation. There's not anything that needs to happen. Show me that you're not going to do it again. Let's move on, you know? Life is too short not to love one another. It really is. And, you know, and I think that's where, like, a lot of people say to me, like, I'm not as forgiving as you, or I couldn't be as, it's not like it's easy for me. It's not like I just go, oh, I forgive you, oh, I forgive you, oh, I forgive you, or whatever, you know? But I'm also nobody's victim. And I'm not going to sit around here and play some game that, you know, like, oh, like, I didn't have any part to play in this. You know, every time somebody has made an amends to me, my sponsor has said to me afterwards, well, what was your part in that relationship? You know, like, what responsibility did you take in that relationship? And I have to look at that, and I have to look and see if that's a pattern, and I've continued to treat people that way, you know, like, and, you know, it's interesting because, like, I learned this lesson from Tanya, like, years ago, like, so Tanya and I had a very close group of friends, right? And I would say, like, I would be talking to one of them and I'd be like, oh, well, Tanya and I were talking blah, 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 right? And it wouldn't be anything serious, but it would be like, maybe like, oh, we're going to decide to go to a different meeting, right? Instead of going to like our Tuesday night meeting, we thought, well, maybe we'll start going to a different Tuesday night meeting. And they'd be like, oh, really? Well, why don't you want to go to that meeting anymore? And it wasn't like even a deep conversation, but like, that's just an example of one, right? And I remember the last time I said it to her, I said, I feel like I need to be honest with you and tell you, because honesty is such a huge issue to me. I mean, honesty is like pivotal to people that are in recovery, okay? Like, you don't lie. You just don't about shit. It's like, honesty is so important to us because we were people that could not be trusted before, you know? So anyway, you know, anything that I ever feel like I need to be honest about, I'm always like telling on myself. I've said that a lot in like my Peterisms video and on my vlog and stuff. But anyway, so I remember the last time I said it to her and I said, Tanya, I need to be honest with you. I was having a conversation with so-and-so. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I said, you know, like, I won't have the conversation with them again. I shouldn't have been like including you in the conversation when you weren't there, blah, 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 whatever. And she was like, okay. And I go, are you mad? And she goes, no, why would I be mad? And I go, I don't know, just because I was like bringing you into this conversation that like you weren't there and whatever. She goes, yeah, she goes, I mean, it would have been nice if I was there to like, you know, talk about it because it's my business if I choose to go to another meeting. She said, but here's the thing. She goes, I love you and I know your intentions are well-meaning. She said, but instead of telling me after the fact, why don't you think about it before you go into it and not do the behavior? I was like, well, isn't that an aha moment? You know, like, why do we think about the repercussions later of what we're gonna have to say to somebody or owning our part, you know? And I mean, like, at the end of the day, don't we wanna be good people? I am really a believer that positivity receives positivity, that good receives good. I mean, I've seen it witnessed in people that are truly good people, that good comes to them, you know? So, that's just how I choose to live my life, you know? I've seen a few people that are, you know, this is the thing. I haven't seen people that are truly evil or nasty or harmful. Like, they seem to like cultivate a lot of negative shit around them constantly, right? Like, there's just always chaos around them or negativity. But then I've known people that have like cheated the system here or, you know, like done things that I don't necessarily respect, and they rise to the top, you know, like some people do, but for how long? And the thing is, at the end of the day, really, my back itches so bad, I don't know why. At the end of the day, like, the reality is, we each have to look in the mirror at ourselves and be okay with who we are as a person. You know, we each know what our truth is and what we've done. So if you can go to bed knowing what you've done, that's fine. I'd rather clean up my messes. I'd rather, you know, I don't know. I have never, like, this is the other thing too, and talking about like, you know, like, people reaching out to me and being friendly to me. I have never reached out to somebody else and been like, hey, like, would really could use your help on this, or blah blah blah, whatever. And they've refused me. I've never had that happen. Like, I've never had them say to me like, oh no, like, I'm not going to give you advice on, how to post a video, or no, I'm not going to give you advice to, like, I had like 3 major authors when I was writing my book that gave me total advice on how to do it, like complete advice, Brent Hardiger, Ellen Hopkins, and Jay Bell. They were like, and they're major authors. And, nobody ever says no when you ask them nicely. Like, I just don't understand the whole idea of, like, trying to bypass that with, like, quickness. I don't know. But today was a good day. I slept in really late today. It was so funny because I was supposed to go do some stuff with some friends, and then they canceled because the roads were so bad, which the roads are so clear out right now. It's like spring, but there's just like snow on the side of the road. But anyway, so I like, when I got the text, I like rolled over, and it was like 11:30, and I like rolled over, and I like, Pee-Pee was underneath Alex's pillow. Like, Alex sleeps with like 3 pillows, and so I lifted up the pillow, and he was like sleeping on his side, and he could hardly open his eyes. And I said, and we have to be really quiet, because if we start moving, then Boo and Tucker hear us, although they're sleeping in the bed tonight. So we try to let them sleep in the bed like every other night, although they've been like up there every night, but Tucker just up and down, up and down, up and down. He's so funny. So anyway, poor little guy ran all the way down the street tonight, and Boo and Pee-Pee went to the back, like went potty, and then wanted to go inside right away. So I had to turn around, and I like look, and Tucker's like way down the street, and so I'm running down the street because he's like limping, and I'm like picking him up. I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like warming his paws with my hands, little guy. And as soon as I set him down inside, he just dashed off and ran like it was no big deal. They're so funny. I cannot literally say the word treats in the house, because if I do, they go crazy. They're like, if I say treats, they're like so addicted to treats. We now have like 6 different kinds. I got these little Christmas trees. They're like cranberry and something, and Pee-Pee loves them. He like goes crazy, and I give him like 2 of them, and they're real small, and I think they're supposed to be real healthy for him. But so anyway, yeah. It was a good, so I did that, and so like I looked at Pee-Pee, and I lifted up the pillow, and he could hardly even open his eyes, and I said, let's just sleep a little bit longer. And I set the alarm. It was like 11:30. I set the alarm for 12:15. The alarm went off. I snoozed it like 4 times, and I got up at like 1. It was so nice. It was so nice. And I looked outside, and I was like, ah, shit. It was just snow coming down, ice coming down. My whole car was just covered. So I cleaned off my car. I spent forever doing that. And my car is completely clean right now, because I pulled it into the garage after I got back from getting coffee and stuff. And it melted in the garage, because our garage is heated. And so that was nice after I spent an hour scraping this car, literally. And then, you know what I realized I didn't even know I had done? I kept on wondering why my windshield wasn't defrost, or wasn't like melting. Well, I had the heat on 90 in my car, but I had the heat like on like the feet and the up here. I didn't have it like on the windshield. So of course it wasn't like, melting the windshield. I was like, you are so stupid. So anyway, and then we had a lot of fun tonight. My brother-in-law, oh my god, I didn't realize he was so into this trip of taking the kids to Disney. He showed us like these videos on YouTube of like every ride that they went on, and the light thing at the end of the night, and he was so into it. It was so cute how into it he was. He's like, so Alex is 33, they're 11 months apart, so he's 32. And Liliana, my sister-in-law, is my age. She's 2 years younger than me. She's so like we have like same kind of age difference. Isn't that funny that both of them dated like or married older? That Carlos married somebody that was older, and Alex did too. And then Alex's youngest brother, Fufu, he and his girlfriend are the exact same age. But so they showed us all this stuff, and then we were playing. Alex loves those Wii games. He was playing those, and finally I was like, okay, it's 2 o'clock. We need to go. I'm tired. Carlos is asleep in the recliner. Liliana's about to fall asleep. So I was like, let's go. So we left, and tomorrow we're going to hang out with my cousin and stuff, and I'm excited about that. That'll be really fun. So, and I'm getting ready to listen to my audiobook here in a little bit. I'm so into it. Although, like, I'm starting to think the end is going to be really, really weird. I don't want to tell anybody because I think you guys should listen to it or read it. It's great. It's called The Woman in the Window. It's a really good mystery, but it's so out there and so many different weird things happen in it. I'm starting to think like it's going to have some kind of like, did you guys watch the TV show Lost? I love the show Lost. I'm starting to think that it's going to have some weird like Lost kind of ending to it. I guess we'll find out. So anyway, I have no idea how long this vlog is going to be now. It's almost to 30 minutes on here. Oh my God, I've been talking for 30 minutes almost, 28. And then like, I don't know. But you guys said you liked the longer vlogs, so I'm trying to make them a little bit longer and maybe film throughout the day a little bit. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I love you. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have an awesome weekend unless you have other plans. Bye.